Welcome back to another video. This is about Winter Storm Uri, and look at all these winter storm warnings from Texas all the way over to Ohio, even parts of Pennsylvania, even some blizzard warnings. Pretty crazy storm that's developing as we speak right now. So basically in this video I'm going to go over timing and snow still to come in some places. And also another thing before I start this video is I'm going to be live streaming live coverage of this storm probably tonight around 10 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to stop by and say what's up, I would really appreciate that. I had a stream last night. It was a ton of fun. I got to talk to you guys. You guys were talking to me and each other. So much fun. Definitely recommend. Anyway, this is at 15Z for Texas. That would be 10. From now going forward, if you hear me talk about time, I'm translating the time to whatever state I'm talking about. So this low, just like in my update video yesterday, it's still expected to go down through Mexico into the Gulf. And because it's going to do that, there is going to be some pretty heavy snow in Texas and some heavy ice in South Texas and Louisiana because heavy Gulf moisture is getting sucked into the storm. Snow is cool and all, but the real major threat with the storm is a ton of ice. So by Monday at 10 p.m. for Texas, GFS has some pretty heavy snow falling in central Texas near Round Rock area, and also has some sleet and ice developing in southern Texas. Now by 1 a.m. in Texas, pretty heavy precipitation falling. If you're on the snow side, I'm sure you can see a pretty good amount of snow. And there's also a good amount of sleet and ice falling on this side, which when we talk about snow totals, I don't see how this is going to see a good amount of snow. You'll see what I'm talking about in a couple minutes. Low is going to move through the Gulf into Louisiana. Louisiana, mostly going to be an ice and rain event. So is Mississippi, it's looking like more icy and rainy this time. Alabama, you were expected to stay icy and rainy. This low is going to finally make its way back onto land and move over the mid-Atlantic up into the northeast. Kentucky, depending on where that ice line is, you look like you could be one of the places you're going to see the jackpot for when it comes down to snow, as well as you, Ohio. Pennsylvania, you were looking good for snow yesterday, but today the GFS model has it pretty icy for you, so I'm not too sure about your snow totals anymore. New Jersey, luckily it's going to be mainly a rain event. I'd rather take rain than ice. Unfortunately, some people will see some icing. For a good portion of the Northeast, it's either going to be rain or ice. Really, the only people who are going to see a pretty significant amount of snow is northern Maine. And then that storm's out of here. And then we have our next winter storm, which I'll briefly go over this. Basically going to do the same thing that the last one did, but everything is shifted more north. And also, once it resurfaces back onto land, there's much more humid air in this. This is probably going to be a severe weather outbreak down south, especially for Georgia and South Carolina. I won't be surprised if you see some pretty bad thunderstorms, maybe a tornado. Arkansas, snow's looking good for you, as well as Missouri and Illinois. Ohio, again, you're looking good for snow, but you are going to change over. Most of us in the Northeast, for example, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, it looks like it's going to start out as snow, but it's not going to stay as snow. In fact, Friday morning in the Northeast, it could be warm enough to possibly have thunderstorms. Definitely down south, you're going to have some thunderstorms, but so now when it comes to snow totals, make you look at the Kuchera model, and I'm going to make you look at the 10-to-1 model. This is the Kuchera model. Oklahoma's looking like the jackpot for the most part in this area, but down south in southern Texas and Louisiana, I just don't see how we're going to see this much snow. I mean, 8 inches, 7 inches of snow seems like a lot compared to how much sleet they're supposed to be getting, so I'm not too sure about that. I think this is definitely going to change. It probably won't be as much as what the GFS model is saying. It's probably going to be more what the NAM model says, which I'll show you that in a second. And then that second snowstorm will move in and add on top of what Uri left behind, which I'll talk about another time. 10-to-1, again, a pretty heavy swath of snow here for some odd reason. I'm not too sure why, I just don't think that's going to happen. I think for Pennsylvania, pretty heavier snow here, but with all the ice that they're going to see, I doubt that's going to happen. The most accurate model I think that has this down pretty good is the NAM model. I think the NAM has this down pretty good. Maybe Kentucky will move that a little bit. Maybe we can move this a little bit further west for Kentucky and Tennessee. But other than that, I feel like the NAM has it down pretty good. Comes down to ice, I'll use the NAM model. Now, I think the NAM is a little bit overestimating for this, but some people could see up to an inch of ice. Now, for the first storm, the NAM is saying that southern Louisiana through Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, all the way up through the East Coast could see a hefty amount of ice. I don't want that to happen, but unfortunately it probably will happen. And with both storms combined this week, you can see it's going to be a very big ice maker this week. Very concerning. Please do not leave your house if you don't have to. I had a nice storm on Sunday, little glaze of ice, literally about 0.02 of an inch, and that's enough to cause cars to slide. It caused me to slide. I almost slipped and fell multiple times trying to let my dog outside, and my dog slipped and fell. Very heartbreaking to see. So just try not to go outside. And also, not even just because there's ice, but also especially because in the Midwest, down through Texas, even into Mexico, it's freezing cold. That's all I have for this update. Like I said, I'm going to be going live tonight if you want to watch that. I'm going to be just doing live coverage of the storm, answering some questions, just talking to people. I feel like that'll be fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. Comment down below if you have any questions. And like and possibly subscribe. I do appreciate that.